Hey guys, it's Henry Golding from Crazy Rich Asians. I got some cast superlatives. I always struggle with that word. Superlatives. Is that right? Superlatives. Let's go. Most likely to always be on their phone. Nora Awkwafina, she is constantly on Instagram. She's the most hilarious person to commentate her entire life, so I recommend going on that. Most likely to get you into trouble. Ken Jeong, because he is just hilarious the entire time. Whenever we're doing interviews or anything, he just cracks us up and we kind of break character. We go off on a tangent for about 5 minutes. Best pep talk giver, John Chu. Man, he's a leader. He is the guy who led to this phenomenal movie that everybody, I hope, is going to watch. Most likely to dish with you about binge-watch worthy shows. Chris Pang, he plays Colin in Crazy Rich Asians. Amazing guy, phenomenal actor, and he loves his trash TV, and he plays a lot of computer games. So, most competitive. Ooh, I would say, I don't know. Most competitive. Gemma Chan is a dark horse. She's pretty competitive. So whenever we're in sort of karaoke, she's like, nah, you know, I'm not gonna sing. And then Gangsta's Paradise would come on, and she'd just rip it. And so she's really competitive that way. Biggest bookworm, Constance Wu. She's a huge literary fan, as well as our producer Nina Jacobson. They're constantly reading and have these amazing list of books that I tend not to read. Most likely to make you break during a scene. Probably, I gotta give Ken Jeong, once again, his just jokes are hilarious, and they come out of left field. You don't expect the stuff that comes out of his mouth. So definitely Ken. Most likely to rule the dance floor at an after party. You know what? I think I gotta give it to probably Gemma. Again, dark horse. You gotta watch her. She loves to party, but she's like the most pristine human being ever. But she loves to have a good time, so I gotta give her that. Most likely to craft the perfect playlist. Musical wise, I mean, we have the most phenomenal composer for Crazy Rich Asians. His name's Brian Tyler. He does a lot of superhero movies, so he took this movie and he just created the most phenomenal music composition for the entire movie, and it moves me to no length watching the film and listening to these beautiful orchestra pieces. So Brian Tyler. Funniest person on the cast group text. Awkwafina, Nora, for sure. She just comes out with the weirdest stuff. Most likely to break during a scene. Definitely when the Go scene was being filmed with Awkwafina and Ken Jeong and Constance. Those guys were just riffing, and it was crazy to watch, and John was kind of like just letting it loose. You know, that's the amazing thing about him. He always sort of does it in edit, but he lets them kind of just go off the wall, and they go on these tangents that it's very hard to come back to. Best dressed. Ooh, Jim Yo Yang. Jim Yo Yang from Silicon Valley plays Bernard Tai in Crazy Rich Asians. Always immaculately dressed. His character in Crazy Rich Asians has some pretty crazy, intense kind of jackets, but really smart. They're all sort of like suits, but with kind of designs and patterns and stuff. Gold chain. There's a funny story where he was wearing this massive Versace gold chain. It had a big medallion here. We were filming the Bachelor scene, and it was like in the middle of this car park, metal everywhere, so there's a lot of sunshine. At the end of the day, he removed this medallion, and there was just this big ball sack of a tan line on his chest.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on and on.